so you need to be here. Hey guys, far out. I hope that's not too bright and light. Hope you can see me okay. So hey guys, sorry I'm a little bit late. I'm broadcasting on my new iPad because my computer's being repaired. Okay. I'm sorry that it's a little bit bright, but maybe I can put a scarf or something over my right. Easy, you don't get to sit on my rug. You get to sit on your rug. That's it. You can sit there. You can sit there, but that one's mine. That's not Khaleesi's. So let's see if we're going. I have no idea if this is working. Let's get myself out of this dangle. Whoopsie. It's funny, as you can see, I practiced well before I did it. I'm such a funny personality, so I'm just about to stream and my body just eats an orange. And I know I should be practicing, but I ate an orange. Just picked it up and ate it. I think it's working. Oh yeah. Very good. Okay, so we're working. Nice, guys. So I'm just going to make my cup of tea and we can start. I just decided to move my kitchen around as well. I used to have the table in the middle, but then I kept getting all caught in all the cords. Woohoo! So this is what the kitchen's for now. Sliding around on the chair. Yeah, I'm super bright. Let's see if I can... Oh, it blinds my eyes. so beautiful, Khaleesi. Yes, you are. What can I do to make the light less? Let me get a scarf for my bedroom. That's better. There you go. So hi guys, is the volume okay, or would you like me to put my headphones in? Let's have a look, see what people say on Skype. So I'm going to have to talk to everyone through my phone today because you can't do things on the iPad like that. So I can't have lots of different... Where is the camera? The camera's there. Please call Lango. Hey, Izzy. Hey, Lango. Hey, Jessie. Hey, Law. Hi, Ricardo. Ricarda. Nice to see you, Ricarda. Hi, Janice. Where is the camera? The camera's there. I'm going to try putting my headphones in. I think it will sound better. So hi guys, welcome to Ustream. If you've never been on Ustream before, I take questions through Skype, which is Lisa Cairns 12. So please send me a request now, and that's Lisa Cairns 12. I do my broadcast every Sunday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. French time. So that'll be 5 p.m. UK time. God knows about the rest of the world. 1 o'clock New York time, I think, or maybe 12 o'clock New York time, I'm not sure. Not sure where to look there, to look you in the eyes. If you want to come to any of my events, I shall read out my up-and-coming events. Just have to look at them.
So I have on Saturday the 19th, 5 till 10 o'clock, an online retreat. I think that might nearly be fully booked now. Then 17th December, Saturday 17th of December and Sunday 18th of December, I have talks in London, UK. And from the 30th of December till the 20th of January, I'll be doing talks, daily talks in Tiruvannamala. And then I will do talks in Berlin, Germany, the 3rd to the 5th of February. And then I'll be doing a retreat in Canar, Spain, the 4th of March to the 11th of March. And then I'll be doing a retreat in Saint-Antoine-Nobevel, France, the south of France, the 16th to June to the 23rd of June. And you can find out about all of that on my website, which is lisacairns.com. That's lisacairns.com. And the best way to keep updated with my events and with anything I do is to subscribe to my website. So you go onto my website and it'll ask you to subscribe, and then you will get mails out and news. And if you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you put on the notifications, you'll also get notifications every time I go live as well. But you can also find out all about me going live on my online bit on my website. And all these talks are done by donation, so you can also go onto my website and donate if you feel like donating. I just recently had I've been having problems with my technical computer. My computer's just gone in for servicing. So any donation is much appreciated. The Mac is freaking expensive. I wonder what this little button does. Oh. Wow. Discard. Oh, hang on. You might let me post to pages. More. No. Messenger, Facebook. But not pages. You sure? Oh. Don't fiddle, Lisa. It's not going to end well. No fiddling. Fiddling with all the buttons here. The rule is when you're streaming is that you don't fiddle with things that you don't know what they do. Otherwise you have a disaster. Don't fiddle, Lisa. It's not going to end well. No fiddling. Tango, don't do that because I can't cope with it all on my phone. Yeah, I don't. You can't. Um, I don't know how many more times I can say that. It's amazing that there's 85 people watching. But that's really why in non-duality it has to be repeated thousands of times. It's because the momentum of the seeker is so strong. Your love is your nature. You're searching the whole universe for this love. And mostly you're searching for it in other people. And you can't find it in other people. You can't find that love in other people or other things, but it's mostly other people. And so you always feel disappointed by other people or let down but it was the wrong place to look for that love. That love is your nature. And then other people become love, but not because of their actions or their behaviors, but because everything is made of love. The human instrument, in a way you could say, is selfish. Even though we are community animals, it's only interested in its own survival, and it's only interested in the survival of others because it helps its survival. And we have these lovely and beautiful emotions of compassion and empathy, but it's an animal. We come from mammals, we're predators. So the human is always going to let you down if you're looking for love in that human form. There is no, the human form is an appearance, but we're looking for that completion, that savior, that boundlessness in form, and you'll never find it. So what happens is people often feel bitter or hateful towards human forms because they believe that the human forms let them down. But it's not that the human forms let them down, it's that the person, the separate person, has a bizarre story about what the human form is and believes that it can give it something which it can't. Your mother can never give you that love. Your father can never give you that love. Jesus can never give you that love. I can't give you that love. No one can give you that love. That love is your essence. And it's there all the time. It never left. It's just the mind and the person has projected it outwards in something that it doesn't have, that it's lost. It projects that it's been kicked out of the Garden of Eden, and it's got to find love out there and make it stay. And it builds up so many resentment, so much resentment towards other humans because it keeps feeling like it's been let down, like it's lost something. You didn't give me this, you didn't behave like that. If you behaved like that, I'd still have it. But it's not even conscious of it. Everywhere it's looking for this love, and this love is everywhere. That essence, that sense of being isn't bound inside this body, it's everywhere. It is everything. And it's total and utter completion. And that beingness has knowing, so it knows everything, the beingness. And on the other side, it's this love, and it's been there the whole time. So it's been there. It's been there when you were 1, 2, when you were in agony, when you were growing, when you first fell in love, when you listened to music, when you had your heart broken. That essence has always been there. There's always been something that's remained the same. What's changed is form. And what happens in these talks is there can be a shift from being that person that's moving in time to seeing that there was never somebody experiencing this. There was a boundless energy that's everywhere, and in that appears a person, but that person isn't actually the experiencer. And it's not the person that becomes enlightened, although often that person changes and becomes less greedy or less needy, but it doesn't become a perfect person. It doesn't become an enlightened person. Enlightenment is the nature. A person can't be enlightened. There can be an absence in a body-mind mechanism, but the body-mind mechanism can't be enlightened as such. It's always going to follow its conditions of being human. But what drops away is this one that's claiming the experiencer to be that body-mind mechanism. And don't listen to me too hardly. Don't listen with too much effort. This is all about love, so let the words remind you of that. Take you back to that place. And it's not really you, but it's like calling something out that's been hiding, that's been there all the time. This isn't an intellectual thing. This is an energetical thing, or even maybe beyond energetical. Don't press it, Lisa. Oh, this is the chat. Thanks for showing up in my life at a time. It's amazing how... Yep, I can only read the first lines, I think. I don't know. When I found you on 11/11, I stopped seeking. Hello, thank you, Lisa. Cool. On a practical level, why not look for community with people who have the same values you do? You're talking about me, or you're talking about yourself? Who's that? Ethan. I'm happy as I am. I have Khaleesi, I have my little apartment. What else could I possibly need? If I had a community around me, it wouldn't just be a community with like-minded people. They'd be looking to me to lead. How do you get rid of the person who is not real? Sherry Hake. This is much better on the iPad. This is much easier for me. It's so complicated on my computer. How do you get rid of the person who is not real? Sherry Hake. Sherry, that's such a complicated question, and it's most probably better if you phone me on Skype, which is Lisa Cairns 12, because you expect me to say, well, you've got to sit in amness for, or being. But it's not quite like that. It's something that me and you would have to chat about, and it'll be different in every case. The people are calling. Maybe I should have shut down Skype on my computer. Avoid the guru, tap. Okay, guys, if you want me to call you tonight, just because I didn't shut down Skype on my iPad and I can't go into it now, just send me a message in Skype saying call me rather than calling, because it's a little difficult. Remember, when I call you, you have to have your earphones in and your microphone or your earphones. So just send me a little message. Normally you can call, but this is the first time I've done it on this, and I realised that it would have been better if I'd shut it. But I think if I close down this, it will cut the stream if I go into Skype and close it down. I have noticed many people have ego-driven sexual fantasies with the change if a person... I've noticed many people have ego-driven sexual fantasies with the change if a person awakens. You don't even need to worry about that. You think that you need to get out your stick to save people. All these gurus with weird sexual fantasies, or all these awakened people with weird sexual fantasies. Obviously, if they're being abusive, then a good of us, of a collective group of us, stop that. But if suddenly somebody likes being tied up and being whipped, what's it to do with you? Who cares? And how would you know the difference between ego-driven fantasy and non-ego-driven fantasy? It all becomes to disappear, because this body-mind mechanism is always going to be set up the way it's set up. So, if it was first introduced to sex by a certain way, or if it had the karma of sex a certain way, maybe after awakening it takes off any idea of right or wrong, or not any, that it can't express that sexual fantasy. I'm not talking about negative, like really nasty sexual fantasies, but I'm talking about like regular sexual fantasies. I'm not going to child porn or child abuse or anything like that. I'm just talking about more ones that are in the realm of legal in our society, before everyone starts going ballistic. But what's wrong with that? You think you know what an enlightened body-mind mechanism looks like, but you don't, because the body-mind mechanism doesn't become enlightened. It's always going to have its patterns, and each body-mind mechanism is so specific to its ways of being. And if if it's attracted to older women or dominatrix women or something, then maybe it will always be like that. And maybe after awakening, there's more of an acceptance of that and an expression of that. If it's attracted to really big, huge mamas or men or something, and before it was ashamed of being that, maybe that will fall away and there will be an absolute embracing of the sexuality, which is really beautiful. You wouldn't know what an enlightened ego or a not enlightened ego looks like, because it's not like that. It's the body mind mechanism will change, but maybe it becomes more weird. Maybe it becomes what some people would say more egotistical. The human's always going to be the human, which is a movement towards desires and movement towards that which is pleasurable. And if you like bondage, you like bondage. An enlightened person could love bondage. Why not? No, that must be ego because it's da-da-da-da. That's all mind stuff. You don't even know what enlightenment is. You can't know as a person. There is this movement to this boundlessness, and it's absolute mystery. And then the body-mind mechanism has to do what it does. And then each situation, it responds differently. To each energy it's placed in front of it, responds differently. And this is love, the body doing as it does. I'm not saying it will do hateful things. Hate goes. It's not going to do things where it's murdering and raping people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not going to say it's going to be lying and cheating and unethical. The body's naturally ethical, but it's going to stop being ashamed of what it is, and it will express what it is, which is really beautiful. Submission. I lack motivation. How do I get in? Okay, I'll take a call. Attack. Lots of people wanting to call. Hey, Petter. Okay, we can go to Janice. Okay, not to Janice. So one person said she's having a problem with the sound. Is that true, or are you guys okay? Sound is fine, sound is okay. And apparently a lot of you were in blackness for a long time. So I'm just reading Skype on here. I'm just trying to find someone to call. Hi Lisa, just wondered if you can talk about ayahuasca and if there is any benefit in using it regards to non-duality. I know a lot of people are trying it nowadays. Thanks for love Ben. Oh, thanks guys for saying the sound's okay. Right. Hey Ben, thanks for your question. So obviously there's still confusion about what non-duality is. So ayahuasca is something that you take and it affects the body, and it can be really beautiful, and it can really change your dynamics, and it can really make you see things differently, open your mind. But I'm not pro it or against it. It could also be really difficult and really hard, the ayahuasca trip. But that's to do with the body and to do with the person. And that I'm not against that. I know from speaking now for so many years that sometimes you need to work on the personal level, because the personal level becomes so abstract because it's based on a lie that you are a separate person living in time. But it's not you that wakes up. There is a movement energetically from being that person to a boundlessness, which has got nothing to do with you. But I'm not against working on the personal dynamics, but the freedom is beyond that. Your essence, that amness, has never been affected by the person. It's just this energy in the person has arisen of being a separate self, and it's made it seem like the amness is locked in a little cage, and you are a small person. But that which is listening now, that which is looking now, isn't actually the person. The person is an experience that's looked through. So this is totally mysterious as how it happens, but it's something else that is recognized beyond the person. So that's hearing my voice now isn't anything to do with the person. So ayahuasca affects the person moving in time. It affects the physiology of the person and the body. But the freedom is right here. The freedom is that beingness that doesn't go in time, that amness. Is it still working? Yes, I think it just got stuck. So who is it that's hearing me now? You maybe think, Ben, that it's you and that you're going to wake up and that you've got to get rid of your karmas and that you've got to sort yourself out. But your karmas and your behavior, which comes from a separate place, is something that's already appearing. And that's an effect. That's not actually the root of the problem. The root of the problem is this separate I that exists at the bottom. That you are having an experience now. There's not somebody that's having an experience. Who's having an experience? Who's listening to me now? Who hears this? You're looking at the computer and you're imagining yourself having an experience of looking at the computer. So you're imagining somebody is looking at the computer, but there isn't actually somebody there. There is this boundless beingness. This sense of aliveness that you are, but not you as that person that goes in time. But as a separate person, most probably doing the therapy or the ayahuasca, it will help lessen those separate dynamics. And who knows, maybe by a lessening of those dynamics, maybe this will be heard. Who knows what the trigger is? It seems like often the person understands itself better, and the illusory dynamics of that person get less and less, or get more and more balanced, and then there's awakening. But it's never that person that awakens. That person is a veil that's looked through. So what is it that looks now? What is it that's prior to that person that's always been here? So if you don't want to call it beingness, you could say a knowing. There is a knowing, and that knowing doesn't belong inside the body. That knowing is everywhere. It's just overlooked, and the focus is always on you, that goes into time. That knowing is in the wall, that knowing is in the sound, that knowing is in everything that appears. So thank you, Ben, for your question. Hi, Lisa. So this is from Chris. This is my first question to you. I am confused about what non-seeking actually means. Does it include stopping reading spiritual books? Can you explain that, please? So, hey, Chris Sullivan, thanks for your question. When did you get the impression that I said that you've got to stop seeking? You are the seeker. If you try to stop seeking as a separate person, you'll become very depressed. I don't know when you got the impression that I was saying that. There can be an examination of the seeking patterns, but for you to try and stop seeking is another thing that you try to do to get to somewhere. And that's going to be a really bleak one, because you're going to try and do nothing to get there. So you'll end up feeling depressed. This isn't about stopping seeking, it's just seeing the mechanisms of that seeker, that the seeker is always trying to get love in an object, in a thing, and it can never get love in an object or a thing. Love is the nature of all things. So this is just that veil being cleared. You as a person aren't the one that wakes up. So you as a person don't need to stop seeking. But there can be an examination of what you're seeking for. Like, so I can look at people's seeking patterns and I can say why you get so screwed up and why you get so hurt by the world, because you're believing that something in the world will give you freedom when it can't ever give you freedom. So you begin to hate people, resent people, get jealous of people. Well, nothing out there can give you what you look for. So thanks, Chris, for your question. Hi, Ramon. I've got 109 people watching, and people are emailing me saying they can't see it. Dear Lisa. Thanks. Elena. Dear Lisa, with love from Russia. I can't call you because speaking English very bad, but I want to ask, is it possible that you will ever arrive in Russia? Many of my friends are watching your videos and would like to meet you. Unlikely. Sorry, you're going to have to come and see me. Hi, Lisa. Sorry, not anything against Russia. It's not because you're Russian or because you're Putin. Is that how you say his name? Is your leader? It's just because I'm just trying to set up things so I travel less and less, so people come to me. And so you just have to watch through the internet. But it's so close, the flight. So I do a retreat in France and in Spain, and that's really close. And normally I try to do them off season, so it's cheaper the flights. So yeah, I just am such a homebody. I love being at home. And I've travelled so much over the last 5 years. So, but if you really want to come to one of my events, I'm sure you will. Ben, hi Lisa, thank you so much for Lisa, for answering my question in a very clear way. My pleasure, Ben. Chris. Mum. I'm falling through the gap in the emptiness, but after that experience, strong resistance has come. I watch it now in the I am, and it goes a little smoother and it feels really hot. What's going on? The other thing is, I experienced a few days ago a bigger consciousness, a bigger presence where I completely got melt in. What is the difference between these? I wouldn't think about it too much, Chris. Just let it all happen. It's got nothing to do with you, so the you doesn't need to think about it. And just keep staying with what's actually happening, or keep exploring what's actually happening. So these experiences come up of the emptiness or the consciousness or the spaciousness, and you really don't need to mentally interpret it. Just let it happen like a total mystery. It's amazing. It's so beautiful. The trying to understand it in a way will kill it. But why did you call me Mum? I'm not your mum. I know lots of you would like me to be your mum and want me to speak kinder and be nicer and hugging. I am. I will hug you for limited time. I'm joking. I will hug you nicely. Audio sound is great. Hey, Julie. Hey, Isabel. Can you tell me about the person disappearing or about the person losing its momentum? Call me. It seems to be sort of invisible field. Okay. Hey, Adam. Hello.
Whoa,
Hey, Adam.
I didn't expect this.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can't see you, but I can hear you. But I'm trying to put you on loudspeaker. I'm not sure if other people can hear you. I can see myself. So,
Hello?
hello. Can you hear me?
No.
You can't hear me? Hello? Oh, there is speaker. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well, yeah.
Uh,
You want to see me as well?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Where are you calling from, Adam? You sound
Sweden.
from Sweden. Oh, very nice.
Sweden. Yeah. Europe. Also. But man, I'm getting a little bit nervous.
That's okay. Take your time. I understand that you feel nervous because I suddenly called you and it's shocking. You most probably wrote "call me" ages ago.
Yeah. Wow.
So you can just be silent for a moment and just.
Yeah. You answered my question actually in the beginning. I sort of posed a question and also I started trying to grasp it like mentally.
Yeah.
And then you want me to grasp so hard. And so that was.
Oh, nice.
was
Okay,
that,
well, if you haven't got another question, then that's okay.
yeah. So how can this experience be deeper in some sense? How could it? Like, how can it continue? Should I do nothing or?
So that's a very complicated question, because you have to do what you have to do, and ultimately what's going to happen, or what needs to happen, is that Adam stops functioning from the mind, although the mind is a helpful tool to understand things and interpret things, and you start functioning from a place of love as a person. So you start following the heart rather than the head. But this isn't an action, this isn't something you can force to do, but there is this natural flow that exists in every body-mind mechanism, and it's like the wind blowing, or it's like a river running. It's really beautiful, and
Yes,
it
like
requires so much trust. It's not your trust, even that it's not your trust as such, but it requires this willingness to give up everything you think you know or think you need. And then in that, there is a beautiful movement that will happen. But that's not something I can direct you in. I can't direct you into your heart. I don't know what that is or where that is in the Adam mechanism. And it's not really that you need to find it as a separate person, but it might feel like that. And basically, this shift will begin to happen. Once you listen to non-duality, that's the movement that will begin to happen.
Yeah, this has been going on for a couple of years now.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
And it's not that it goes deeper, but it's that the illusion just falls away more and more, that you are a person that needs to find love in time. Love is your essence, and love isn't found in an event. Love is found in what's happening. Always been in what's happening, because that's all there's ever been, is what's happening. Even if there appears there's been something else, it's always what's happening, and that's where the love is. The intellect, working from the intellect and working from the mind, kind of gives the appearance that time is love. And that time will give you what you want, but it never does. Time is always a disappointment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, with pleasure, Adam. Nice to speak with you. Thank you for
Yeah.
being brave and saying you want me to call you.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Adam. Bye. Yeah, so sorry guys if you can't hear the speaker on the telephone. I try my best. Just listen to me and get into the flow of it. It's barely Harisa. I can't. There's nothing more I can do to make it audible. Oh, actually, I could attach it to my speaker. Okay. Great. Oh, let's hope. Okay. Connected. Yes, it's the phone that connected. Who was that? Hey. Hey. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey.
It's Nushin.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi,
You see
Nushin.
me?
Sorry?
Did you see me? It's okay.
No, I can't hear you. Hello?
Oh, hello.
You want?
Do you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah. I'm here. Oh, it's very, very dark. Hi. Hi,
Hi.
Lisa.
Hi, I can hear some feedback. You might need to turn the volume off on use
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
on live stream.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
I do it.
Yeah.
I have a question about oh, what we
There's
have to
something
do
there's
with.
something there's something weird happening with your sound. Is that to do with me?
Yeah, I have. Oh, now it's better.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know what to do when we are called to something that we don't like.
When we what, sorry?
Um,
When we what?
when we are we must do something, but we don't like to do it.
Yeah.
But as a person, we have always our preference.
Yeah.
But as a consciousness, in the point of the consciousness view, everything happens. Okay, it's just acceptance. What I don't know how to deal with these two different points of view.
So to do with
For example, I have to do something for survive, but
to
I don't
survive,
like it.
yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, I know it happened, so it may be the reason I am in this situation. I don't know how to deal with that.
Yeah. So you don't like what you do in order to survive, in order to earn money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in consciousness view, everything happens is love.
Yeah.
So how to love what we don't love? I mean,
Well, I think it's going about it the wrong way. Why would you stay in a job that you don't love?
no, it's not. It's not a job. Actually, I love the job, so I don't want to work. But I am in an unemployment situation. So the government take charge of us for a short time, a period. But they oblige us to do something. But this I don't like. But I'm in a situation I need to be in for a temporary time. So if I quit everything, so I lost all, and I don't know how to live.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, I don't know how to understand this. We have to just do what's happened, or
It's not that you have to do what happens, but basically, the only if you the freedom has to be following the heart
yeah,
rather than the mind.
of course.
Yeah.
But my heart says it's just keep going like this for a short time of period to know what can I do better after.
That's not what your heart says. That's what your mind says.
Yeah, of course, yes. Yeah.
In every given moment, the heart is only instantaneous. The heart is only ever here. That's what love, that's what life is. The heart is only ever present. And that's what has to be followed. It's not someone that can follow it. That's who you are. And then the mind comes in and then says what you should be, or what's going to happen in 10 years, or what's going to happen. Just to be a following of that love.
Yeah.
And that's only in the moment. That's moment to moment based. And normally we're constantly selling ourselves short for the future. So we don't follow the heart, we follow what we've been taught, we follow what we've learnt, and we don't trust the actual sensation that's appearing now. We don't trust ourselves as that instant, not as a time-bound thing, but as this instant.
Of course, I understand. Yeah.
It's really scary though, or it can be scary, but it's the only
And
way
also,
to live. But the thing is it's not about the illusion in time. It's about that person. It's about this moment. So that love is found in this moment, not in something in time. So often our ideas are found in time, and it's a response to this moment from that stillness.
so that means that every moment we have to follow our heart.
Yeah, so simple, but it's so hard.
No,
But
I
the thing
know
is
what my
we
heart
always
say, yeah.
we always look though for not the heart. We look in the mind, and we don't even know what our heart is. We don't even know what the heart says because we're always looking in time, and the heart is always instantaneous. It's this boundless expression that comes from not sense, not logic, but comes from no place. And this is when musicians, they're playing music and they say, this isn't me that played the music, it's God. It's the divine.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, what I love is go to the nature and buy a little house in the France, south of France, and do my little simple living. This is what I love. I meditate and do.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's
This
where
is
I
what
live.
love.
I live in the south of France in a little apartment, and I'm surrounded by nature. I live in a little town, but I'm surrounded by nature, and I just follow the flow. It's all about following the flow, but it takes courage and it takes the way of the warrior. I'm not sitting up here speaking from not having done it myself. Like, it takes a real courage to step away from everybody else. But I can't tell you what your heart says or what everybody's heart is different. Everybody's flow is different.
Yeah, but this is good. This is good to have to remind me what I always do what I love.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's scary to quit everything and to do all these things because I'm not alone. I have my 2 kids.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah. If I was alone, it was very easy. That's the point. But I'm so happy to talk to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, with pleasure. Thank you so much for calling. Nice to speak with you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Lots of love.
It's always a pleasure to listen to you.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye, sweetie.
So
Oh. Sorry, I hung up on you. Oh, thanks, Adam. Ah, yay, you can hear her. That's so cool. Hey, Joanna. Hi, greetings from St. Petersburg, Lisa, with love. Thank you, your warmth cleanses me. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Ethan. Yo, you can call me. I think there's other people that wanted to call. My Skype name, Sherry, is Lisa Cairns 12. Why do you sit quiet? Isn't there anyone who wants to talk to you? Silence is beautiful, Karen. It's so beautiful, silence. We're often so agitated, we always need to feel silence with speaking or with something happening. I love to sit in silence. Levin. Hey, Levin. After a couple of years of therapy, meditation and talks with much positive effect, I have somehow become lost in anxieties and depression more than ever. Hey, Ricarda! Can hardly sleep, can't concentrate on anything. My body and mind feel tortured most of the time. I simply can't understand what brought me to this dark place. And eventually, I am blaming myself for experiencing life that way. Some teachers say you've got to take full responsibility for your state of being, your way of experiencing, like in AA. Is this a good place to start? Am I really responsible for what's going on now? You are and you aren't. You are as that boundless energy, the creator of everything. But as the person is a creation. But what basically has to happen is there has to be a movement from believing that you're that person back to that boundless freedom. I'm not sure why you've gone into anxiety and depression. It could be that it's actually a really beautiful thing and it's just old stuff coming up. But it could be that you've taken on concepts of the therapy and the spirituality to be a new identity. You just have to be honest. As the person, you just have to be honest. In this moment, right now, whatever's appearing, it just comes up and gets said. And if you don't want to do something, you just have to say, I don't want to do this. And the more you accept yourself as a person, the more you'll accept everybody else. And you see that this human is is an animal. It's not a perfect enlightened being. You're never going to be an enlightened Lisa or an enlightened Julia or an enlightened Levin. Enlightenment is the nature, and then the human is the human, which is self-centered. And it just has to be its color. Just like a note in music has to be the note, the human has to be what it is. And you find your way of being. You find your freedom from being from this moment, from the love, not from the nervousness, not from the fear, from the love that's expressing right now, from the amness. So whatever's directly expresses from that amness. And if there's a lot of suffering that's coming up right now, then just don't make a decision. Just go and lay in that suffering until it passes. And then when the love comes back, make your decision. Normally, when we're nervous or suffering, that's when we try to make all our decisions. We're like, help, help, I've got to move house. I've got to call the lawyer or whatever it is. Don't identify with non-duality though. All of us make that mistake. Hey, Julia. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Ricarda. Sorry, Ricarda, I see you've written to me. I can't read it now. I don't think that's got a question. You want to call Sherry? Sherry, Amy, Mum, Army Mum. Sherry, Army Mum. Yeah, Levin, I'm sure you did identify. Oh, thanks. Yes, I know you do actually. I do notice donations. Thank you so much for the donation, Matilda. That's very sweet. It's very kind. Thank you guys if you donate. That's really lovely. And if you haven't got much money, that's just as beautiful if you give a tiny donation as if you give a huge donation if you've got a big amount of money. You would like to talk, Sherry? Okay. Whoops. She shouldn't burp. Disgusting. Ah! Sherry, I'm calling you. I'll call when ready, Sherry. I've lost. If you want to call, please send me a message. I'm lost as to who's called and who hasn't. I think conceptually, non-duality is a perfect way to keep on feeling helpless and powerless. That was the mistake here. Yeah. It really is. You take it, you identify with that. You identify with that there is no doer. And people are always saying to me, I get it, non-duality says there's nothing I can do. When do I ever say there's nothing you can do? I say there is no you. I never once have ever said there is nothing you can do. There is always going to be doing happening, and that doing will appear like you choose. I am going to go and make a coffee now. I am going to go and have sex now. I'm going to go and walk the dog now. Whatever it is, it always appears with choice, but that one that's choosing isn't an actual chooser. Where do those choices come from? Where do they appear from? So the choice appears in a boundless freedom from a total mystery, and that mystery is who you truly are. That no place is who you truly are. So just call Sherry when you're ready. I tried to call you, but you didn't answer. And so what the person does that already feels like a victim is it just takes it on as a new victim story. I'm vulnerable to this now. I'm vulnerable to non-duality. See, she's saying that I don't have any free will. She's saying I can't do it. She's saying I can't get there. And so therefore, whatever the mind comes up with, it's, it appears as if you do. I'm just going to the toilet. Yeah, I know, Sherry. I just tried to call you again. Did you work it out, Sherry? No, I don't think Sherry's worked it out. So if you'd like to call, just send me a message. Alex.
Hey.
Hey. Nice. You just need to put your headphones in if you've got headphones. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You
Like
just
this?
you just need to put headphones in.
Oh. I have any.
Oh, you don't have any? Whoops. Okay, we can try like this and see how it goes. Did you have something you wanted to ask? Sorry?
No, just with you.
Sorry?
Just want to speak and be with you.
Yeah?
Have very small knowledge in English.
That's okay. You don't really need knowledge to know about non-duality at all.
What if no?
Sorry?
I non-duality knowing.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't have to speak, it's okay. I enjoy silence as well.
you have time.
Sorry?
You have time to speak.
Yeah? Well, maybe I move on to another caller because they have some other questions. But it was really nice to see you and sit with you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Nice. Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you see me? Hey, hi.
No, I can't.
Wait, I'm putting headphones on.
Okay. Hello. Hey. Hi. I think you've got to turn off live stream or turn the volume off live stream.
Okay. Yeah. Is it fine?
Yeah, that's...
Actually, today I talked very early time when you just started this stream, no?
Sorry?
Today I just called you, I think 1 hour ago.
Yeah?
No, I have a question, but you know what happened? I thought you will call me. I mean, you will call me back. So I was, the mind was in expectation mode. And you didn't call because you were busy with other people, no? So what happened? Mind said something like that. Okay, if she calls this time, then you don't pick it up. Or like I don't have questions to ask, something like that.
Yeah.
So what was that?
What was
It
that?
was the mind's judgment or what?
Huh?
Mind's judgment?
Which part?
Okay, leave it. I have another question.
Okay.
Which is a little bit serious.
Yeah.
So in that question, suppose I'm sitting like this, watching the thoughts.
Sorry?
See, I'm sitting like this, no? You can see me now.
Yeah.
I'm watching the thoughts and then sleep will come. I will sleep sitting.
I can't understand what you're saying. The microphone's not good enough or something.
Wait. See, I'm sitting like this, no? On
Yeah.
chair. And I'm trying to watch the thoughts.
And you're what, sorry?
I am watching my thoughts.
Watching your thoughts, right.
Okay, and after time, I will sleep, sitting like this. If I lean back, I will sleep.
Yeah.
So what is that? To avoid that. And you know one very strange thing about it?
What?
So let's say I have some thought before sleeping. I have some thought on the surface before sleeping. And when I will wake up after some time, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I will have the same thought on the surface, floating.
Yeah.
So
Well,
what is that?
you're just falling asleep.
It's not good or it's good?
It's not good or bad, it's just you're falling asleep. I often...
Or is there I need some alertness to watch the thoughts? Actually, you know what happened few days before, no? My friend was sitting on the next bed and I'm sitting like here. And I'm watching the thoughts. And then suddenly, you know, it was kind of trance-like state. I was sleeping also and watching also, thought. And what happened in that case, no? I'm telling you the thing that happened on that time. So there was a beggar sitting in my mind, okay? It's very funny. Some beggar is sitting in my mind, and here I am in the story that is happening, and I am talking to the beggar, and beggar is talking to the friend who is sitting next to the bed, okay? So are you getting the story?
Yeah.
So sometime what happened, this beggar or the mind was telling me to talk to to communicate with my friend who is sitting on the bed. I need to talk to the beggar. So actually that beggar is a mind to whom I am talking. And suddenly after some time I woke up, I thought, who was that beggar whom I was talking with? It was so strange.
Nice. Yeah, it begins to infect your dreams, non-duality.
I'm having dreams of non-duality.
Yeah.
Okay. One more thing. How to end the seeking game? Completely. How to completely surrender to the moment?
It just doesn't work like that. There just has to keep being an exploration, and then it will eventually end. There just has to be an open investigation into what experience is, and it will end. But it's not like I can say to you, well, you need to have a kiss on your forehead by me, or you need to bow down and worship Shiva. It's not quite like that. It's basically coming back to what's actually happening. And most of the time what the seeker is actually interested in what's not happening, something else. So even the idea of how to get rid of seeking completely is something that's not happening now. What's happening now? What's your experience now? I'm asking you as a question, what's your actual experience?
Nothing is happening here. I'm sitting in my room.
Yeah.
There is a sound of crickets outside.
Yeah.
Maybe some people are speaking in the corridor.
Yeah.
That's all.
And you know what? That's where the answer is.
And and at the same time, since I was listening to you on the stream live, I was opening another tabs. I was looking for chess videos, how to do chess moves and this and that. This was also happening.
Oh yeah. But this is what's happening. So you're speaking to me, you're sitting here, bum on the seat, and this is where that amness is. There's a love that's present here. Right here, not in when am I going to end the seeking or when can I get this or that, but right here in the actual experience, in the colour, in the sound of my voice. That essence is love. It's unbelievable love.
Actually, what I'm looking for is, it's wrong to say I'm looking for, and I have read it in the book of Godman on Ramana Maharshi. There are two ways, to get out of the identification with the mind. The one is inquiry, and eventually you will reach the point where you reach the I amness, where you be the I am. And the second is complete surrender to the God.
To the what?
It's not the God who is outside. It's the God within, to whom you have to completely surrender. All of your responsibility of the life you have to surrender to the God. After reading Eckhart Tolle, like I told you, I am surrendering constantly, for the last 3 years. But this is not the complete surrender that I was looking, where I completely dissolve, where there is no I anymore.
Yeah. It will happen. Just keep investigating what's happening.
And in this moment, if I want to surrender completely now, so what is coming is, the boundary is the seeking. I am not looking anything externally. I'm not going like other people, they will go for shopping, they will go, many things they will do. But I'm not doing any of that. If this laptop is not there, the seeking thing I told you, I was opening the chess videos or something, that will not happen. If the laptop is not there, I'll just sit on my bed, and either I will just keep watching the thought or I will sleep. But, there is, what should I say to you is something like from observing the thoughts, there is an interest in the thoughts sometimes. That is the seeker who is interested in thoughts.
This isn't true. You don't know all these things. That's just the intellect.
Okay.
So who is it that's observing the thoughts?
Is the awareness.
How can awareness observe thoughts?
I mean, it's the passing of thoughts. It's like clouds are passing and the sky is still. Sky is there and clouds are passing.
Who is it that knows that? A thought knows that. I'm not talking...
Thought doesn't know that.
That's personal awareness that's aware of the thoughts. There's something beyond personal awareness. It's not awareness observing thoughts. That's personal awareness observing thoughts. That's somebody observing thoughts because you're knowing it and you're understanding it. And beingness, that true knower, can't understand anything. It's observing without knowledge. It's innocently observing in every instant. It's not something that you can claim. That you that's observing is something that's appearing in that knowing that's totally free. For you to lay on the bed and observe thoughts, there's another separate part of you that's observing thoughts. There's something prior to the one that's observing the thoughts, to the observer. It's not you can't get to that place, but what can happen is the clouds of everything, every attachment, every idea of you begins to dissolve, and then there it is, this boundless presence.
Can you tell me in short, I mean, how your experience is after the shift and before the shift, how it was?
It's love now.
And before?
I thought love belonged outside in the flow and was something I got and came and went.
How is your perception different now?
Sorry?
You look at the things. How do you see how they were before and how they are now?
What?
The things.
The
For
what?
example, now you're looking at a laptop.
Just move away the speaker a little bit from your mouth.
Is it fine?
Yeah, I think so. Carry on speaking.
So, right now, you're looking at your laptop screen. And if it was, let's say, shift hasn't happened to you. So how was that story? And now shift has happened, how you are looking at the screen? Is there, for example, you are also doing the same kind of, physically, if I'm looking outside now, I will see the same thing. Like Lisa is sitting in front of the laptop and she's changing tab. She's going from one tab to another. It's same kind of thing, like seeking is happening. Some thought is coming and it's telling you to go to this and go to this, but you are not identifying any of them.
This is pointless. You're never going to understand my experience. There's always got to be an investigation into that experience. This very question is looking outside of yourself for some form of freedom or reassurance. What do you feel in your body now?
Shivering.
Huh?
Shivering.
Shivering. You're cold?
No, nothing. Just shivering.
Okay. And what do you feel emotionally wise or feeling wise?
Everything is fine. It's also fine. And it is also fine.
Okay. So everything is fine. So see that person, so everything is fine in your body. So just scan your body and make sure that's true.
Body is fine. But I will tell you one story.
But before you tell the story, do you feel contracted anywhere?
I feel contracted nowhere, but what I feel is there is a lack of peace.
Okay. So where do you feel that lack of peace in the body?
Actually, it's not belonging to the body. This is related to some kind of experiences that I have in past. So what the story that I was about to tell you, in that story, what happened? Something goes wrong. It was the very beginning when I was
but we're only interested in now. What's happening now?
Correct. But I'm trying to compare something.
Okay.
In order, why I'm telling the story? I mean, it was the very beginning of the path. Something happened near to my place, and it was completely some kind of a chaos developed in my mind. Then, as Eckhart told me, I mean, after reading the book, he said, go is in the body, focus on the feeling, I mean, the breathing, go within. And then I felt an utter peace. And that peace is not here in this moment.
Okay. So what
And
do
you know,
you
also-
feel? What do you feel then now?
Peace is not there. I mean, that degree of peace is not there.
Okay.
Peace is there, but it's not that degree.
Okay.
It's not very intense.
Okay, it's not very intense. So what do you feel then? You feel agitated?
Not agitated. But you know, whenever I'm trying to calm the mind, there are very, very subtle thoughts appearing. So subtle that I cannot even, I mean, able to notice.
Okay, but I'm not interested in that. What does your body feel like?
Body is always all the time normal. There is no stress at all in the body. And whatever is here, it's here in this moment.
Okay, you feel stress in the head. You feel tightness in the head.
Yes, you can say it like that.
Okay.
Tightness.
So where do you feel the lack of peace?
Where do I feel?
Lack of peace.
Only in the forehead.
Okay, in the forehead.
It's
Okay,
something
okay.
more
No,
about-
that's great. We can go with that. Okay, so you've got tension in your head. So just put your attention on the tension in your head. Even if it's very small, just put your attention there.
Okay.
So see that there is something that's being aware of that tension in the head. That's personal attention that's aware of it. And notice that you can move that personal attention down to your heart area, and it's a different sensation. And then you can move it up to the brain and up to behind the eyes. But notice that that movement of the attention is also being experienced by something that's non-located and cannot think and cannot remember it. It's instantaneously remembered.
Yes, I'm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So the reason that you don't feel peace is just in the body there is still areas that are seeking and contracted and seeking for something. So more than likely you seek for mental stimulation, but you won't find peace in mental stimulation. It's in the moment. It's that boundlessness that knows the person that's got the attention on the contraction. So when you're laying in your bed, just move your attention as the person to the areas that feel contracted. That's all you need to do.
Okay.
And just give it some space and some time. And then see that that one that's aware of it also isn't the boundlessness. There's something prior to that that's experiencing it that can never looked at, never understood. It can never remember a thing. So memory appears in the dream, but the nature can't remember anything. So the personal awareness that's watching the thoughts knows that it's watching the thoughts in a memory. This is beyond that.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm listening to this video. I mean, let's say whatever you said in the 1 moment ago.
Mm-hmm.
So there will, I mean, the certain thoughts were there, na? Those so were, I mean, some of them were so much striking. Few days before, I mean, in the previous streams of yours, you were talking to someone, and that guy told you, "I want enlightenment," and then something like you said that you do not want enlightenment. It's to say like I want enlightenment. It's some kind of arrogance. So since it always there is just the now, the person always wants not to feel uncomfortable in this moment.
He wants pleasure, yeah.
So, I mean, these thoughts you said on that time, and after, let's say, this video is stopped, you have gone off, and then these thoughts will reappear.
Mm-hmm.
And they will remind me to stay present again. But in the same way, no, since I'm listening Eckhart from like 3 years, and same kind of bundle of thoughts has built up in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And they will try to remind me, I'm talking to those things, how to go beyond it. What I'm trying to say.
No, how to go beyond it is a useless thought. Just keep exploring the experience and feel that agitation by the thinking. Go deep into that feeling that comes with those thoughts. See the thought, the feeling underneath that's agitated, and use the thoughts as a way to slide into the current experience. A lot of the time we're not prepared to feel the feeling that's underneath the thought. So if you're worrying about work, we don't want to feel the worry, so we just stay, our attention just stays on the worry. So explore what's actually happening. But forget about going beyond. That's a useless thought that's just telling you that you're wrong and that you're bad and that you're not going to get there. It's just another one of those thoughts. Forget about what your thoughts mean. It's all about the present moment, which is thoughtless.
Okay. One more question.
Okay.
So the question is, as you told me, I am a young man last time. So, let's say I'm going outside and I will see some girls.
Yeah.
Then the commentary appears.
Yeah.
On the bodies of the girls. So what is that?
That's sexual attraction.
So if it's again some kind of useless question maybe.
Yeah.
If somebody is there who is just I-amness, is he also going to see the same thoughts? Same kind of thoughts will appear to him?
No. And it's okay to have sexual attraction towards women. You're a young man and that's how that body's meant to be. Enjoy it. It's beautiful, sexual attraction. Beautiful. You can just fall into that love of the sexual attraction. You don't need to act it out, but you can just enjoy that sexual energy. It's a very pleasurable energy.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, thank you. That was lovely to speak to you again. Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. Bye. Thank you for your honesty. Bye. Sweet. Hi, it's good to see you back on YouTube again. Hey, David. Hi, Alengo. I don't think we've got time, Alengo. Hi, this is from Suresh. Can you speak about silence transmission like Ramana, dissolving karmic conditions and your experience? He says thanks. It's just that when you see people where this recognition has happened, you tap into their energy and there is profound love that's there. It's just like they work as a beacon to remind you. Beautiful. Okay, guys, it was lovely to see you all. I shall see you on Wednesday at 6 p.m. French time. And thanks, guys. I don't know if I can work out how to turn this off, so it might take me a few minutes. Okay, bye. Bye.